We have translation devices. When we start main speech, we'll do the simultaneous translations. So that will be ready very soon. All right. Yeah. මීළඟට අපගේ සූදානම ජාතික ජනබලවේගයේ ඔන්ටාරියෝ පාන්තේ විධායක සභාව ඔබ තමුන්නාන්සේලාට හඳුන්වා දීමටයි. පළමුවෙන්ම මම නිහාල් ප්‍රේමලාල් සහෝදරයා සීනියර් සොෆ්ට්වෙයාර් ඉංජිනියර්, Dr. Tilak Dias, financial economist, Tilak Vaidyaratna, IT specialist, Government of Canada, Premaratna Tennakon, civil engineer, Dr. Udeni Alavattage, retired director, Central Bank of Sri Lanka and freelance consultant, Ajit Vijayaratna, NPP Brampton area organizer, Sita Senaratna, fashion technician, Lal Gunawardana, former senior environmental officer and analyst, Rimsi Kutubdeen, certified professional accountant, Kitsiri Veerasinghe, personal support worker, Dr. Indu Vidyaratna, research officer, National Research Council of Canada, Anas Mohammed, marketing representative, Bimal De Silva, database administrator, Toronto Catholic District School Board, Ranjit Pereira, civil engineer, Sesat Hemachandra, plant manager, Nayana Makuloluwa, senior data engineer, Upul Karunaratna, meteorologist, Government of Canada, Asantha Vidanage, chemical engineer, Tilak Patirage, IT consultant, Kapila Jayasekara, nursing officer, Lalit Senaratna, mathematics teacher, Holton District School Board, Danuka Danojit Premaratna, electrical engineering technician, Kumara Vijay Surya, technician, Bell Technical Solution, Arjuna Gamage, CEO, Canada Security, Fasrun Fawaz, ship broker, Asoka Jayalat, social media activist, Ajit Lianage, retired school principal. මීළඟට ඉංග්‍රීසි මාධ්‍යයෙන් ඔබ තමුන්නාන්සලා ආමන්ත්‍රණය කිරීම සඳහා මගේ මේ ආරාධනය රිම්සි කුතුබ්දීන් සහෝදරයාට.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon you. And Manakam and Aibon, my dear respected brothers and sisters who are here. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the organizing committee of NPP Canada, including Nihal Premalal, giving the opportunity to address this gathering representing the Muslim community in Toronto and GTA. I would like to welcome the leader of NPP, respected Honorable Kumar Disanaika, on behalf of all the Sri Lankans living in Toronto. I was told I was giving a small speech on behalf of the Sri Lankan Muslim community and also in English. So we had a good conversation with respected ANURA yesterday, and I just wanted to highlight few things that had happened since the completion of the war in 2009. We have seen in Sri Lanka, since 2009, there has been a systematic racism which has included in dividing the communities. When we went to school, when I did my A-levels in 1987, I had a lot of friends. They were Sinhalese, Muslims, Burghers, Tamils, and we all lived in peace and harmony. And as I'm sure most of you all are here who have done the same thing too. We had never had any problems. My friends used to come to my mosque. They were wait till the Eid day. On single house, we go to the Pansala with them, and we had a good time. But since 2009, we have seen this, the division, the racism, and how you could divide and conquer. The strategy has been used, and we had so many issues with the minority communities. If I want to name, there were so many, starting from the Aludgama incident, starting at the Digana incident, right? And then again in Nigambu, and so on and so forth. And coming to the end is where we saw the Easter incident, unfortunately. The Sri Lankan Muslim community has gone through a very hard decade in Sri Lanka. We have been living in Sri Lanka for more than 1,000 years, as most of you all know, in peace and in harmony. We all have been working together. We all have contributed towards the GDP of the country. We all have contributed towards the well-being of the country. And we all have worked hard and learned from our alma maters, our schools, and our country. But unfortunately, the kids today, the environment which has been created today has been so much of racism and minority difficulties. They put all these minorities into so many difficulties only because to gain the vote and only because to run the country. There is no racism, as respected ANURA told us yesterday. There is no racism in Sri Lanka. The racism is in the political system. There is no racism among the people. We know that thing very clearly. And we see that thing here in Canada as well. We all are living together. So my dear respected brothers and sisters and listeners in here, finally I want to tell something very important which actually fathomed me a lot when this thing happened. When the issue of Dr. Shafi happened in Sri Lanka, we know that Dr. Shafi's saga, the whole thing when it happened, it was so unfortunate. People who are living, I want to make this message to all the Sri Lankans who are living in outside of Sri Lanka, especially in the Western countries like Toronto, England, America, Australia. When you are here, you are a minority. We are a minority here, and we want all the minority rights. We want our children to have a peaceful life in here, when they go on the bus, or when they at high school, or when they are in the university. If somebody is giving them trouble, you know what we will do, right? And we want our children to grow in a peaceful environment. And though, when it comes to Sri Lanka, we always wanted to work the other way. We entice hatred, right? We entice false information through social media. It was so pathetic to see when Dr. Shafi's thing happening, educated people, including doctors, who are saying that yes, this can happen, and this is happening, and enticing more and more violence and hatred amongst the majority of the people and creating the animosity among the community. I would like all the Sri Lankans who are living outside Sri Lanka, just like you are enjoying the peace and freedom and the equity and justice and diversity, We will have to have the same thing in Sri Lanka as well. We should wish the same thing for the people of Sri Lanka. To our kids who are coming. So I request all of you all to work towards this, and I think this is the best opportunity that we have got. And my good friend Nihal Premalal said, people are waiting for 2024 to make that change. So we need to make that change, and then we have to be a part of it. Finally, I wanted to really sincerely, on behalf of the Sri Lankan Muslim community who are living in Toronto and around the world, thank our respected leader, ANURA Kumara, for voicing out for injustice, voicing out in the parliament for the cremation. You all know about the cremation issue and how close it was for the Sri Lankan Muslim community, because we don't cremate our deceased and we have to bury them. But without any scientific, when the whole world scientists were saying that you can bury, we saw what happened in Sri Lanka, and we had to advocate against that. And one of the main leaders who talked in the parliament and outside and in public and in everywhere is our respected leader, and then we really thank you for that. We really thank you for that. Sincerely, we thank you for that, and then talking on behalf of not only the Muslims, I think he's a leader who talks on behalf of the minorities. And the minorities and the majorities, when we all work together, that's where the prosperity comes in. We are living in Canada, and we know this. Very well we know this, how the multiculturalism works and how these countries are prospering with our own. We learned all our education in Sri Lanka, and the brain drain, and then we are giving where's the brain drain? And we are giving we are increasing the GDP of Canada, but not Sri Lanka. And my request is that you create such an environment. There is demigration. We go back to Sri Lanka, and then we start prospering that. That's my request to you, sir. Saying that, sincerely thanking again, and thank everybody, and I hope my message is loud and clear, and we all act upon it, and then do whatever best what we can do to make Sri Lanka a better country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rimsi. Thank you very much. We would like to announce that we see that a lot of people standing, hall already full, probably several hundred people standing. There's a secondary auditorium we have arranged. If you like to go there, there's a digital screen. The seats available in the secondary auditorium. Then we already have arranged devices for the Tamil simultaneous translation. Please raise your hand if you require devices. So there are some organizers waiting to hand over those devices. Those who don't have the devices, if you like to have a device, you raise your hand, please.